Hi guys, and welcome to my podcast, The Cyclist Next Door. If you are enjoying these episodes, why not like, subscribe or share with a loved one, a fellow cyclist or somebody who might be interested. The time has come for today's episode. So grab your cup of tea, settle into your zone 2 momentum. Let's go. Rolling. Welcome, Coach Isaac Saki, other known as Shasha. Welcome to the Cyclist Next Door. Welcome. So, how are we doing? Today?
Yeah, we are doing good.
Yeah? Excellent. And we are here of the Legon, your training ground.
Yeah.
Excellent. And we're going around the roundabout here. What do you use the roundabout for in your training?
Okay, I use roundabout for high intensity training.
Nice. High intensity, right? Okay, brilliant. Yeah, and I've seen you do some speed work around here, which is pretty crazy. So, brilliant. So, you're national champion, time trial road, mountain bike, I don't know, quite a few things.
Yeah.
So, man, how did it all start? How did we get here?
Okay, so
Give us...
one-way training. One-way training is boring for most of the professional cyclists. So if you are doing road bike and then maybe you can't do road bike the whole here, it's better you get other mountain bike also to try more things from there, or gravel. So you can't just stay on the road all the time whilst you'll be okay. So people just change. For me, I like changing.
Yeah.
That's how I work on all of them.
Okay. And before you came to road riding and you put on the Lycra and all that stuff, you were doing some styles and things like that, right?
Yes.
Excellent. Okay. So how do you think, and when we say styles, we mean a bit of sort of freestyle shapes, movements on the bike, some crazy stuff, we'll put it up. But how do you think that's helped in terms of your road riding? Being able to move on the bike like that.
All right. Because we start with mountain bike with the styles.
Yeah.
We don't have styles competition. So it's free show for people to watch you because we don't have style for competition. But we went somewhere around Corleana. Then we do skills, finish, and one of their manager calls me that they have cycling team, but they know if I join, it will be good for me. So I start riding my mountain bike whilst they are using road bike. We train together.
Wow.
That's where I was built from.
Yeah, so that you built it from there. So you did a bit of mountain biking.
Yes.
You're riding with the team.
Yes, I'm using a mountain bike and they are using road bike.
Wow, okay.
But if they make Justify, I always come second or third with my mountain bike.
Whoa.
So from there, my master built a road bike for me. Then now we start the training with them. Wow. So I just packed for the mountain bike for the skills. I packed the bike. I have to still focus on the road bike. 4 years, then I became champion.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Yeah. But you haven't really left the skills, have you? Because we see you on your road bike. Every so often you might just do something.
Because I built more techniques on the mountain bike.
Okay.
So when I'm sitting on the road bike, it's just like I'm on my mountain bike.
Oh, okay.
I have more control on it.
Oh, brilliant. You've obviously done a lot of training yourself to get to the position. You've been on a few tours as well, haven't you? Just name a few kind of that you've done tours.
Okay, I've done Ghana tour. It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Non-stop tour.
Wow, okay.
Dio, Ghana.
Excellent.
And then I've done ECOWAS tour we ride from Nigeria to Cote d'Ivoire 4 days.
Okay.
Yeah, with the national team.
Excellent. Wow. Yeah. So you've done quite a few of that.
And then I've done Togo tour.
Yeah.
And then I've done Cote d'Ivoire tour, 2 weeks. Togo tour 2 weeks. So all closest country. And then I've done a championship in UCI World Championship in Burkina Faso.
So that's Burkina Faso. Yeah. We've heard about how warm that one is.
Yeah, that one is
hot.
That one I ride with few of the guys riding Tour de France.
Oh wow.
That's my first time ride with them.
Oh wow.
And
And what was that experience like riding with international riders? Kind of how does that help?
That's where you learn a lot, because the people you have to see to ride is them. They have come. So whatever you want to learn, you can ask them questions. They will tell you. Then they will tell you what you should do before you can cope. Then you start learning from there. So always when you travel and come, you are a different person.
Wow, yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah,
definitely. So your training, now when I train, usually I start at 9 o'clock in the morning. If I'm lucky, I think that's early. But for you, by 9 o'clock, we're done, right?
Yeah,
Usually, yeah.
As a professional, you need to wake up early to go for your ride. Okay, why we do so early here is that because we have a lot of cars in the morning, you can't train. So we leave home very early so that you finish your training before the cars comes out.
Okay, excellent. Excellent.
Yeah.
And I mean, getting up at that time, because we're talking about 3 o'clock, you say you sort of wake up and then you get ready for training and stuff. Are there some days where you're just like, I don't want to do this?
Yes, so
do you feel that?
That's why as a professional rider, so far as you are training consistent, it will reach some time, the body doesn't want to go. You need to relax. Otherwise, if you force to go, you crash the whole thing and then you have to start the training again to build up.
Okay.
So as a professional, if you wake up, you see you can't do any movement to ride, just leave everything, relax.
And you mentioned the word consistency there, and that's something I heard you say many times. And why do you think that's so important?
Yeah, because anything you keep on doing become easily for you to do it. But if I do it today, I go and rest, maybe 2 weeks before I come back, I'm not going to achieve anything.
Cool, excellent. Wow. And that moves me on to obviously your coach. You coach upcoming riders. We've spoken to Ellen, one of the people you coach, who became national female road race champion for the females last week. I mean, these lessons that you teach them about consistency and all that, how do you think your own experience
because that's how they train me and then they bring me up. So I see that that's the way forward of making it in cycling. So you too, you have to go through that.
Yeah, cool. Wow. So you coach people who want to go professional. You also coach kids as well?
Yes.
Nice, okay. And what do you think cycling brings for the kids?
Okay, cycling brings shape for kids, because if kids doesn't be in any exercise and then they have, so with kids, because most kids are fat or big, you start with them earlier to maintain their shape, because this is wherever when you are big, applying jobs and stuff, they check you before they give you work. So we decided that we should put them on training, so it can be swimming, running, just put them in something which it also remove their mind from TV games, staying on TV games for the whole day and stuff. So like they are inactive whilst it's helping them. That's why we put kids at starting of the earlier, so that it can be in them when they grow, the consistency is there.
Brilliant, excellent. And what would you love to see for cycling in Ghana? What would be your absolute dream?
My big dream is I want to see Tour of Ghana high-end range race. Whilst we can have most of the foreigners, Tour de France cyclists to join.
Nice. And on that point, obviously, that is your dream, but it's something you're actively working towards, right? So you've got something coming up. Tell us a little bit about that.
Okay, so I have Tour of Ghana coming up next year in April, 7th to 21st. Dio Ghana.
Whole Ghana.
Okay. We have done a tour with teams on this route, but I want to take a challenge of compare myself to the Tour de France, because all cyclists' dream is that he have to race Tour de France once when he started cycling. And I couldn't get that chance. So I think I want to use this chance to race myself 21 days to see. This is the opportunity I have here, whilst I haven't gone there.
Wow. Okay. So 21 days, similar to Tour de France, riding every day across the regions of Ghana.
Yeah.
Wow. Are these new regions? Have you been there before, many of these places? Or?
Yeah, I have 3 of them. I haven't been there.
Okay.
But through my Tour of Ghana, I'm going to be there.
And open it up, right?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. Wow, and how are you feeling about it? Are you excited? How are you feeling just about
it's
taking that
something,
on?
it's a new thing you have to do. So, and then you are inside. So it's best you train yourself to reach there. You cannot just wake up and then go. You have to train for what you are going to do, then you can do it easily.
Wow, excellent.
Yeah.
And how can people support you in terms of getting, your big adventure? If they wanted to support, how can they do that? Instagram?
Yeah, you can support with, Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah, excellent.
Instagram and Facebook. And then you can support with all needs you have to.
Yeah. Oh, brilliant. Excellent.
Support.
Oh, wow. So that's April the 7th to the 21st.
Yeah.
Coach Isasaki cycling around Ghana, 21 days on the saddle.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. Really, really incredible. We look forward to following that and seeing what happens. That's great. Okay, so while we're on the bike, I've got the champion here, so I want to ask a couple of questions, some tips. So, when you're doing road race, you're at the start line.
Yeah.
You're looking over and someone's saying, "Oh, today this is my race. I'm gonna win. And they're really confident. And you're standing there and you're thinking, "Ugh." How can you control yourself before the whistle goes or the flag? What's your top tip for someone?
Okay, in every race you have to relax. Maybe he has his calculation that if he talks like that, it will bring somebody's fears down. Or he also knows what he's standing on is saying that. So your race tip is not going to be good for me to also take what you are saying.
Okay.
Because it's teamwork. So one person can come and say that to you, then you put focus on it, then somebody escape.
Okay.
So it's team tactics.
Before a race, is there anything you like to do just to keep calm? Is there anything you'd recommend for an athlete to do maybe?
Yeah, so just pick a fast music and then relax and be listening.
Cool. Thank you.
Hi guys, thank you for joining me on this episode of Cyclist Next Door. I hope you have enjoyed this episode, and if so, please like, subscribe and share. Let's grow this community. And join me back here again as we meet the next Cyclist Next Door, as we unpack the journey of everyday people who have picked up a bike, experienced the joy of cycling, and have been on their own personal adventures. So, until next time, rolling.